Despite Joe Biden's significant lead in most major polls just 5 days out from Election Day, Democrats seem to be getting nervous tonight because some of their traditional blue-collar and African-American supporters appear to be seeing red.
Right now, the narrative has been spent. President Trump is full of hate. Let me tell you something. The Democrats is full of hate. I'm tired. I've been a Democrat. I am a Democrat all my life. 64 years. Last 4 years, I voted for Hillary Clinton. This year, I decided to go with President Trump.
So let's debate the shifting support dynamic with Democratic strategist Kevin Walling and Fox News contributor Guy Benson. Welcome to you both.
Hey, Shannon. Good evening.
Hey, Shannon.
Okay, so let's start for this tweet that is melting down the Twitterverse, the interwebs tonight. This is Lil Will, and he tweeted out a picture of him with President Trump. Says, just had a great meeting with real Donald Trump, POTUS. Besides what he's done so far with criminal reform, the Platinum Plan is going to give the community real ownership. He listened to what we had to say today and assured he will and can get it done. Guy, the responses to that tweet from Lil Wayne's fans were not happy, not going to buy his music anymore, think that he's a sellout. Not a good reaction from a lot of folks.
Well, Shannon, it is peak 2020 that here we are on television discussing the apparent endorsement of Donald Trump for president by Lil Wayne. And we have perhaps the whitest panel in the history of America discussing this subject between myself and Kevin Walling. But look, I think that when we saw the last, well, yes, exactly. But I think people can just look at their screen, right? But I think that what the Trump campaign would say is they have been making a real effort to reach out to black voters in a way that Republicans haven't in a long time, a concerted effort. Black men in particular, they're looking to overperform among that demographic. And at the last debate, the final presidential debate, when the issue of race and race relations came up, President Trump repeatedly kept going back to his record and his accomplishments, and it sounds like it's part of that record and the things that he's actually done, as opposed to some of the rhetoric that has attracted the interest or support of Wheezy, and here we are.
Yeah, I am too old and uncool to be talking about all of these cool people that we are discussing in recent days. Ice Cube, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, but here we are. They are, they're newsmakers, and they are prominent. They have big voices and millions of followers on social media. Okay, so Robbie Starbuck, who's a Cuban-American director, he responded to this tweet from Mr. Wayne, and he said, I apologize in advance for all the racist venom Democrats are going to throw at you for this, but MAGA will have your back. Democrats just get really mad when Latinos like me or black men like you decide we're allowed to think for ourselves. Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, I actually agree with Guy's point in terms of a concerted effort by the Trump campaign to target especially African-American males in this country. We're seeing some drift away from Joe Biden in this race because I think of a concerted outreach. That's why you're also seeing former President Obama travel with Joe Biden for their first joint event in Michigan. On Saturday, you're seeing events with Kamala Harris targeting those communities, communities of color, whether they be Hispanic communities or African-American communities, as a key constituency that has always been a part of the Democratic base of engagement. Of course, black women have been the cornerstone of Democratic Party engagement in this country going back nearly 50 years plus. But again, I think you're seeing some interest by the Biden campaign to really shore up younger African-American males in this country with President Obama, LeBron James, other black celebrities and athletes, because it is such a key constituency heading into November 3rd.
Yeah, and for blue-collar voters, too, this is what Congresswoman Demi Dingell, a Democrat out of Michigan, had to say about visiting with some auto workers.
It's tightening here in Michigan. I am out there probably doing more than I should, but I'm always masked. And yesterday I had some of the auto workers who I thought were going to go back to Joe Biden were very clear with me last night. They were voting for President Trump.
Guy, what about that?
Yeah, I mean, she's saying, okay, we're ahead, but really by how much when it comes down to brass tacks? And look, I'm not on the ground in Michigan. Others are. I can just look at the data and the polling. The Real Clear Politics average has Joe Biden up by 6.5 points in that state, although Trafalgar has President Trump slightly ahead. That's a pollster that proved a lot of people wrong last time out. They've got a mixed bag of results overall and sort of a track record, but I don't know. Last time, we were also told no chance for President Trump in a state like Michigan. Hillary Clinton didn't even really bother to go there at all. The polling looked rock solid. We remember what happened. The dynamics are different this time, but I think there might be some PTSD, frankly, for Democrats who remember 4 years ago, feel the same things, see the same types of numbers, and say, we can't have a rerun, which is why I think a lot of people are very much still walking on eggshells on both sides.
And there's a lot of motivation on both sides to get out. Okay, Kevin and Guy, thank you.
Thanks, Shannon. Good to see you.
So how close are we in the race for a vaccine? We're going to check in with the White House Coronavirus Task Force next.